Hello again. About 158,000 learners in 7 provinces did not return to public schools this year. Education Minister, that's Basic Education Minister Enji Motshekga, released the stats at a meeting with teachers' unions and school governing body associations on Saturday. Motshekga has advised that these stats be treated with caution because some might have enrolled in private schools and TVET colleges. Grades 7, 10 and 11 recorded the highest numbers of non-returnees. Well, let's unpack this and get to understand what might be happening with Basic Education National Spokesperson Elijah Mhlanga. Tata Mhlanga, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Are you getting a sense by today what's behind these high numbers, of so many learners not going back to school?
Good afternoon, Dan Moyane. Well, we met the teacher unions and the school governing body associations on Saturday together with the principals association, where we're giving them an update on the work done since schools were returned to daily attendance, which means from the 7th of February. And we gave them those figures. The figures were done by our research team, and we did indicate, as you have correctly indicated as well, that these figures need to be treated with caution because this is work in progress. But it is correct that the learners who have not yet returned to school is about that number, about 158,000, which we have rounded off to 160,000, which is concerning to us. But the stakeholders that we worked with committed to working with the department to make sure that all those learners come back to school.
Yeah, and Eastern Cape and Mhlanga were not included in these numbers because their numbers were not yet available. They were still validating them. Have you got any update on that part, on those 2 provinces, or is it still early?
Yeah, it's still early. That's why we said we'd meet the teacher unions and the SGB associations and principal associations in another 2 weeks, when we expect all the figures to be in, but we are confident that the numbers will be lower than that because those learners will either be back in school or will be accounted for at that time. For now, the schools indicate that those learners are not back in school as yet. And we are not saying they have dropped out, but we are saying they have not reported. We cannot account for them as yet.
Yeah, that's why we were very careful in my intro to say it's not a dropout figure because we don't know yet. Some of them might have moved on elsewhere, outside the provinces. Life happens. But what are some of the reasons that the Basic Education Department might be aware of? For example, Tata Mhlanga, we had terrible storms in the northwest, in the Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal recently, and some schools were badly damaged, and some people might have decided to relocate.
Yeah, it's possible. It's a combination of reasons. It's possible that they might have decided to relocate, but not necessarily because of the storms, but also because of job opportunities which they are chasing in other parts of the country. We have a school management system called SASAMS, which we believe will tell us in due course where these people are, because we know that when they enroll
elsewhere. There's another phone ringing there. I don't know if you're able to put it off. I can hear a ringing. It's sort of interfering with what you're saying. It's gone now. It's gone now. You can carry on about the reasons.
Yeah, I was saying that it could be because of economic conditions that are changing where people are, forcing them to go to new places looking for employment. But we know that our school management system will tell us where these children are, because if you enroll in one school and you move to another, even if you go to another province, your details remain in a centralized system where we can pick up where you're coming from and where you are now. So we'll be able to know in due course. All that we need to do is to just wait for this term to end, because when the first term has ended, we will then know what the movements have been. But also, we'll also see the numbers from independent schools if there's been a growth there. And because we work with them, they will be able to tell us where those learners are coming from. But of course, at high school level, we will know whether those learners have gone to TVET colleges or if they've gone to private schools as well. So we just need time to work out. Remember, it's just work that was done from the 7th of February, and we're still in the month of February, even though it's the last day today, but we're still in the same month. So we need some work to be able to qualitatively confirm that these statistics are indeed true and correct.
Yeah. In the past, what kind of dropout numbers did you see? Would 160,000 currently, without Eastern Cape numbers, without Mpumalanga province numbers, be in line with what you've seen in the past in terms of dropout rates, or is it too high?
Well, it's too high. It's a concerning number because when we plan for the year, we plan for each and every one of the 13.5 million learners that we expect to be in the schooling system every year, or some growth, because there has been steady growth over the years. And we don't seem to have all those children back. This we know because we feed these children through the school nutrition program, but we also take registers every day. So we expected a certain number. And out of that number that we expected right now, what we can say is that about 160,000 are not back yet, and we need to know where they are. And we are going to be going out to communities and asking them to help us return those children. But we saw large numbers in the past 2 years of children who were of parents who were hesitant to release their children back to school due to fears around COVID and the cases that were being seen in school. But the same presentation that was delivered on Saturday did indicate that the numbers are very low when it comes to COVID cases in schools, and that there were no fatalities up to now this year. So we are happy with that. It means that COVID is no longer an issue. So now we need to know what really is the reason for people keeping their children at home, if indeed they are home and not in other avenues of learning.
Yeah, I know this is pure speculation. Could it be possible that in some cases parents have decided that schooling from home is the future for their children, having learned the lessons over the last 2 years, and not return the pupils to school? Is that a possibility, Tata Mhlanga?
It is possible, and we encourage it. We hope that whoever decides to do that would have read the policy, would have understood the true implications of home education. The policy in education provides for that, but you need to understand that there are conditions. If you choose to do that, please make sure that the province is aware so that we can know where your child is, because home education gets tricky after grade 9, because that's when you begin your national senior certificate from grade 10 onwards. And then whatever center or whatever help that you are getting for your child needs to be fully registered at an institution that is recognized by umalusi, because from grade 10 to 12, they have to be in an institution that umalusi has granted permission to host a grade 12 examination. If not, then you could be wasting your child's time and your own money. So please make sure that you do the right thing. But if it's primary school and private school, then that's fine. But please make sure that your child is in school. So all the parents that are listening, that are viewing, that can help us in terms of telling us where the children are, we welcome that information. What we can say right now, based on the work done in schools, after information was collated using our central management system, those 160,000 learners are not back in school yet.
Thank you very much for that, Elijah Mhlanga, speaking on behalf of the Department of Basic Education.